TC Electronic is finally doing a new version of their famous looper pedal, the Ditto. We now have the Ditto 2, the sequel, and it has a couple of new features. They are really great and they are really simple. But that is kind of the concept with the Ditto looper, so I think these new simple features will fit perfectly with that pedal. It looks like the recommended street price in the US will be $129 and around 90 euros in Europe. And let's take a look at the new features. The first one is called LoopSnap, and it's an algorithm built into the pedal. You can turn it on or off if you choose to, and it helps you to make better loops pretty much. So if you are just a tiny bit off, it will correct for that and your loop will sound a lot better. And the LoopSnap feature helps us with a couple of things. And the first one being is that we suck at looping. And I say we because it goes for me as well. I would say that my timing on the guitar is pretty good. I'm used to playing with a click. I'm able to record myself in time. I'm able to play with a band. But looping with a pedal is just a different thing. So it's good to have some help from the pedal, really. And it also ties together with the second thing, and that is the fact that looper pedals, the mechanics on them, can be different. So for example, I was used to my Digitech Jamman. I learned to loop with that pedal, but when I try to take those muscle memory things on a different looper, for example the first Ditto looper or any Boss looper, I was not in time, even though I did it exactly the same as I did before. So there are some differences between the loopers, and there's something else than having good timing on your guitar, if you understand what I mean. So it just removes that element and it makes it a lot more easier to loop, basically. Also, if you are doing live looping, it really sucks if it's just a tiny bit off. So yeah, I like that feature. Of course, we can all strive to be better guitar players and loopers, but it's good to have a tool like this, I must say. And now I'm going to demonstrate it. I have the app right here, and you can see that it's turned on at the moment. And by the way, I'm using my Pine Home Strat. I'm going into my camper with some Magnetone profiles. I have a blues driver if we need some drive, and I also have a chroma console for other effects. So let's do a badly timed loop without the LoopSnap and then turn it on to see if it can help us at all. That is pretty bad, and let's turn it on. Turn it off again. Nice feature. We have seen something similar on bigger pedals from competitors, but it's really cool to see a feature like this in the Ditto pedal, and it works really well. The other important feature, which is also a really simple one, is the one called SingleTap Looping, and you have been witnessing that when I have been demonstrating the LoopSnap. It's basically a very simple way of using a one knob looper pedal, and that is basically that you just engage the recording of the loop by pressing the button, and when you are done you press it again, and then you have your loop going. You are not able to record another loop on top of that, because when you press the loop switch once again, you just delete everything and you are ready to do it again. This is the way that I've been wanting to use loopers. I'm not trying to be Ed Sheeran. I understand the appeal, of course, of building loops, and a lot of you might be interested in that. You can still do that. You have the Ditto Looping setting on the pedal, but for a simple looper, that's what I need. I often use loopers to rehearse. I make a loop and I improvise on top of that. Sometimes I use a looper when I'm demonstrating pedals. I just want a loop to loop whilst tweaking knobs. And I often do it when I'm placing mics in my studio. And then it's just really nice to have a very simple setup like you do when you're using the SingleTap looping. So let's see how it works. And when you press that foot switch again, it is gone. So that's the drawback of this. If you come up with something really cool, well, it's gone when you press the button again. But then you have the Ditto Looping, if you want to be able to get back to it and stuff like that. And then it works more like this. So let's do the same kind of thing. Press and hold to delete. Nothing wrong with that. That's how you know the Ditto Looper from the first version. But if you want something more simple, the SingleTap Looping is really great. Yeah, so I like that feature as well for sure. Other than that, I think the foot switch is kind of neat on this pedal. It's bigger than on the original Ditto. It's like you see a lot of people buying these bigger things that they put on foot switches to be able to use them without shoes. But you don't have to do that with this pedal because it's kind of big. The app is nice and simple as well. You don't have to use that, but it's a great option if you want to. Overall, I think this is a worthy update for the Ditto. I like the new features. Yes, again, they are simple, but the Ditto looper, like the first one, like the small one, is supposed to be very simple, and now it's even easier to use. I'm guessing that we might see these features in bigger versions of the Ditto 2 later on, but I'm not sure about that. So there you have it, the Ditto number 2, the Ditto 2 Ditto sequel. I like it, and it's good when technology can help me be less sucky on the guitar. Yeah. So there you have it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.